From the very first trailer of the sequel to Breath of the Wild, now known as Tears of the Kingdom, there has been a ton of speculation regarding the return of the Demon King Demise. This speculation has been going around due to the state of the Master Sword in the trailers after the confrontation from who we can assume to be Ganondorf in the very first trailer. As we can see, Link seems to be attacked by malice, which causes the Master Sword to be destroyed and his hand to be affected. However, we cannot know the extent of this damage due to the green hand which seems to give Link his new powers. We, however, know that the Master Sword is fully destroyed through an update trailer that Nintendo released, which shows us the state of the sword and possibly the way that we repair the sword. This repair process seems extremely similar to how we forge the Master Sword in the flames during Skyward Sword. The reason why these details are important in the return of Demise, however, is due to the ending of Skyward Sword, where Link defeats Demise and traps him inside of the Master Sword. If the Master Sword is now destroyed, does this mean that Demise is now free and is no longer trapped? He was possibly becoming even more free since the events of 100 years before Breath of the Wild, when the Master Sword was first damaged when Link was defeated. The evidence of this lies in Breath of the Wild, when you can hear Fi for the very first time since Skyward Sword during both the flashback memories and when you complete the trial of the sword. If you didn't know, at the end of Skyward Sword, Fi went into a sleep with no end in the Master Sword after Demise's residual consciousness was absorbed into the sword to be eradicated over time. If Fi was able to awaken either partially or fully during this damage, what does this mean about Demise? If he wasn't fully eradicated at the end of Skyward Sword, or between then and now, does that mean he also began to awaken during this time? If that damage to the Master Sword also at least slightly awoken them after thousands, if not millions of years, what does this mean during the events of Tears of the Kingdom when his sword is fully destroyed? Will they both be fully awakened and the seal from Skyward Sword broken? Would Fi even survive, as she is the soul of the Master Sword, similar to as Girahim was the embodiment of Demise's sword? My final question to you all at home is, if Demise is reborn, does this break the curse of the endless cycle of rebirth and destruction and reincarnations of the hero, Hylia, and Demise ever since the events of Skyward Sword? I think personally, if this happens, it would be so cool to see how Demise would react to being reborn, see how much damage he suffered in the Master Sword between Skyward Sword and now, and if he even has a physical body anymore. I also think it would be cool to see if my theory on the deity being Hylia is correct, as it would be interesting to see Hylia to be the god of the heroes team and Demise helping Ganondorf in the villains team. It would also be interesting to see the similarities between the beginning of Skyward Sword, of Demise coming from underground, to now with his rebirth of him coming from underneath Hyrule Castle and Hyrule returning to the sky, similar to the Sky Islands in Skyward Sword. If you guys enjoyed this theory, make sure to check out my goddess theory now.